This video is sponsored by Squarespace.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to a new YouTube video. This is sort of photography related, I guess, but I wanted to make a cool video about my 4Runner and what it kind of has meant to me, kind of how I built it out for photography, camping, road trips, all that fun stuff. This is another topic that I'm pretty interested in is, building out a rig and being able to really drive it around and explore what California and, the States have to offer. So over the last year or so since purchasing this car, I've done a lot of improvements to it, and I've bought certain things that have really made it more enjoyable to use, especially when I'm going on long camp trips or road trips. It's really nice to have a car that's just really comfortable, easy to use. I can pack all my stuff in here without a problem, and yeah, it just works. It's great. Over the years, I've had several SUVs, including an older FJ62 Land Cruiser, which some of you might remember from videos a couple years ago. That was one of my favorite cars ever, but realistically, it was just so expensive to keep up with, and the gas mileage was terrible. So the 4Runner is great. It's just as capable, and the nice thing is you get a lot better gas mileage, so that's worth it for me. Obviously, vintage cars, in my opinion, are always going to be better, but having a nice brand new car that actually works is really nice. This is the first brand new car that I've ever had in my life, and I love it so much. So I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a tour of the car, just share with you a little bit of the build and kind of what I've been adding to it so far. Probably do some more videos updating you more on this in the future. But yeah, this is what we got so far, and I love it. So let's go ahead and walk around the car. All right, so the main thing I think that I've done to my 4Runner to make it really comfortable and fun to drive around with in camp is my rooftop tent. This is a Go Fast Camper rooftop tent. I was recommended to buy one of these by a buddy of mine who camps a lot, and ever since I bought one, they are absolutely incredible. I love this tent. I've never had a rooftop tent before, so I didn't really know what I was getting myself into necessarily. But as you guys have probably seen, we do these videos called On the Road, where we go camp for a night and we bring you guys along, and it's been really fun to make those videos. I've also just been camping a lot lately. Since buying the tent about 2 months ago in Montana, I've probably camped in it already 10 or 15 nights, which has been great. It's been so fun, and I've just been having a blast. The tent is really great though because it's really modular. You can attach different things to it, and I think that's the best part about the Go Fast specifically. So if you guys are looking for not only a rooftop tent, but also kind of like a roof rack replacement as well, they're really nice and really great for that. The cool thing about the Go Fast specifically is you can mount everything. So I have an ARB awning right here. This is an 8x8. It's really nice for when it's hot outside. It doesn't rain that much in California, obviously, so we're mainly using it for heat purposes. But if you're camping out in the desert and you want to get some shade for the day, it's really nice to be able to just deploy this and sit under it and enjoy some shade. But the cool thing is how everything mounts on here. It has this really great kind of mounting system that everything just mounts on super easily, and that's why I love the Go Fast specifically. So here I have the ARB awning attached to the right side. I also have a 2-liter cargo box up here, which is great for just storing random stuff, especially on longer trips. I have a lot of equipment that I want to bring, and anything that I'm not using just constantly usually goes up there. Stuff like sleeping bags and cooking equipment, all that fun stuff, you can just go up there and it's not really going to be a bother, which is nice. But again, the reason being why I purchased this tent specifically is you have these crossbars up here that you can mount stuff to. I want to eventually put a solar panel up here probably so that I can charge stuff while I'm on the go. My plan is just really to be able to live out of this thing for a week at a time or a couple weeks at a time. I'm not really looking to live on the road per se. I love having a place to live, but I do love going on long extended trips, and this is really helpful for doing that, especially being able to set the tent up and close it down in a matter of seconds is really, really nice. That's the big reason I think someone goes with a hard shell rooftop tent over a soft shell, is the hard shell just makes a lot more sense. It's a lot quicker to open, it's a lot quicker to close. I would say for the most part, I can open this tent in about 10 seconds and I can close it in probably about 30 seconds. If you have somebody helping you, that might even be shorter. So all great reasons why I love the Go Fast. I don't really have any complaints so far. I did just buy it. So if you guys want to hear a more updated review on this at some point, let me know, but I absolutely love this tent. It's incredible. So in addition to the tent, I obviously need a way to get up into the tent, and I decided to go with Baja Designs ladder. This thing's great. It's really reliable and it's just really easy. Obviously, it's nice to have a permanent ladder solution on here rather than using the actual ladder that you can buy for the tent. I just didn't really want to have to constantly open it and close it, and this is just so much easier. It's actually really nice too for getting on the roof in general. If I need to access the 2-liter box, or if I want to just get up higher to be able to mount stuff. It's really helpful for that. I've actually found it really useful too for just getting up top to shoot photos on top of my car now, because I can. It's like a built-in ladder, which is pretty nice. So the cool thing about the Baja Design ladder is it doesn't actually require any drilling. So it's mounted like on the back here, which is a little hard to see, but it's really nice because it's easy to take off if I wanted to, and then you just have these nuts down here that you tighten them and you're good to go. So it's really easy, it's simple. And I think that paired with the Go Fast is really great, and I'm loving it. I think something that's really valuable about having just the ladder and the tent and just all these things that make things quicker and easier is, it makes you want to go do it more often. Believe me, I've done my fair share of tent camping over the years on the ground, and it's great, and I still do a lot of that as well. But it's really nice and comfortable just to be able to do this, and I'm camping and I'm in the woods so often that having a solution like this for me is really nice. It makes just a lot of sense. It's more simple, it's easy, and you'll notice that with all of these things that I've done to my 4Runner, there's a lot more things that you could do, and I'm not really planning on doing much more to it. I think when people add a lot of stuff to their car, it almost hinders it rather than helps. And for me, I just want to keep things really simple, simplistic. I want it to be able to work, and I don't want to bog my car down with just a bunch of heavy stuff that's not really going to actually help me do what I want to do, which is get outside, shoot as much as I can, and be able to camp really easy and simply. So I recently switched out my tires as well as my wheels. For the first 27,000 miles, I was rocking just the stock tires. I know it's a lot of miles. I drive a lot. This thing already has almost 29,000 miles on it, and I have bought it 10 months ago. So quite a bit, but this is what I love to do, so it's worth it for me. But I recently switched to Falcon Wild Peaks. These are so great, especially for off-roading. I don't really know a lot about tires and all that stuff, but I do know that these are great, and a lot of my friends swear by them. I do a lot of off-roading on the central coast of California and then along in the Eastern Sierra as well, so it's really helpful to have an off-road tire that's actually great and it can grip really well. I throw this thing in 4 low and I can get up pretty much anything that I'm looking to do. I'm not really a big rock crawler, that's why you probably don't see any sort of lift on here or extra suspension. I don't really think I need it, to be honest. The off-roading that I'm doing, honestly, is fairly mild for the most part, and I just want to be able to get through some higher clearance routes for the most part so I can get up and camp. I do also find myself in the snow quite a bit, especially when I'm going up to Washington to visit my family, or if I'm shooting along the mountain somewhere. It is super helpful to have tires that are great in the snow. And then I got the TRD wheels just because they had them, and I thought they looked better than the stock rims that came with it. So that's about it in that department. So besides all those modifications that I've done to the 4Runner, I really haven't done much, besides the roof tent and the new tires and the ladder and the cargo box. That's all I really want to do with this car. I want to keep it nimble, I want to keep it light. I don't really want to get, extra bumpers or winches or anything like that, because I'm not doing crazy off-roading. And I think people can go down the rabbit hole pretty quickly of just buying a lot of extra stuff that they don't really need. And I'm usually one of those people, so I'm trying really hard not to do that with this situation. And I just want to keep the car looking clean. I don't really want to add a bunch of stuff that makes it just look too broy, to be honest. That's not really my style. I want to keep it clean, want to keep it minimal, and I think that I've done that with this build so far. Now, in terms of things that I might want to do in the future, I definitely want to get a drawer system for the back. I think that's going to be really helpful, especially I could put equipment in there, be able to really kind of work on the go. I think that'll be really helpful. I also want to get a bike rack at some point because I do love biking, and I want to start integrating cycling a little bit more into this channel as well, which I'm excited about. But I think overall, I'm really happy with where it's at now. The 4Runner itself, I think, is just such an amazing car. It's just tried and true. It works. They're not super exciting necessarily, and they are gutless. That's for damn sure. But I think for the most part, it's a great vehicle, and it's really reliable, which is what I'm looking for. I want to be able to put a couple 100,000 miles on this thing, and it's not really going to bat an eye as long as I'm changing the oil. And for the most part, I think everyone that I know that's had a 4Runner has had a very great experience with these cars. So pretty happy to have one finally. I've been wanting one for a very long time, and I finally decided to pull the plug last year. It's been almost a year now since I bought this car, and I wanted to wait to kind of do a video like this until I had something to actually say and to show. But I've been on so many fun road trips already with this car, and I really can't wait to go on some more here in the summer. You guys are going to see just a lot of road trips, a lot of fun times with friends. I think that's really what I want this channel to become, is just really just an effortless extension of me taking photos and going out and have a good time. And a lot less staged, a lot less, sitting at home and talking about cameras. It's just not really my speed. And I did it for a long time. I enjoyed it, but I think this is really what makes me happy. And I'm excited to share a lot more of that with you guys going forward. So if you have any questions about the 4Runner in general, would be happy to answer it. Again, I'm not a super big car guy. I know a little bit about it, but I'm not a whiz, so to speak. But I do know that I love this thing, and it's really gotten me to some pretty incredible places here in California, as well as the rest of the states. So that's it for now. I'm excited to share some more with you guys. I'm actually heading on a road trip here in a few days, and I'm gonna bring you guys along for that as well. So hope all is well. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next week. Take care.
Before this video wraps up, I did want to take a moment to thank today's sponsor, which is Squarespace, for sponsoring today's episode. If you are looking to create a custom website from scratch without all the coding and hassles that come with it, Squarespace is by far the best choice out there, in my opinion, to make a beautiful website. They have easy to use templates, which make creating a beautiful theme that much easier, 24/7 customer support for all of your questions, and tons of customizable design and layout choices to really make your website stand out. For a photographer like myself, running a small business with multiple different kinds of needs, Squarespace really just makes sense. If you're interested in trying out Squarespace for yourself, go to squarespace.com/Samuel Elkins, which is in the description, to get 10% off your first website or domain purchase. As always, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one, and we'll see you next week.